So, Summer Game Fest happened, and it was terrible. Now, of course, there is some positives to talk about it, but it was pretty bad. Most definitely it was bad, and I saw like a lot of people talking about how the Xbox Game Showcase and the PC Gaming Show did 10 times more better, which isn't a good thing to hear, especially when people were saying like Xbox brought that E3 feeling back, and it's like, I mean, not really to me, but okay, whatever floats your boat. But everyone just agrees Summer Game Fest was terrible. But there are some positives, and I like to go through with them. It's mainly the games, but, well, first of all, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which I'm not a huge fan of Dragon Ball, but my friend is, and he was just roaring in like excitement. Like, he was just like super happy. And the same thing could be said with everyone in the audience, because my gosh, they went wild. Same thing with Sonic X Shadow. They actually went a little bit crazy too with that game. Fun fact, Geoff Keighley obviously gives zero shit about Sonic because as soon as that like trailer was over, he was like, "Yes, Sonic X Shadow, Year of the Shadow, Sonic 3, December 3rd, December, something like that." Anyways, he was just done with it. He did not care. You also have Power Rangers, which, you know what? I'm beginning into the Power Rangers mood because a friend of ours is just forcing us at gunpoint to watch all of the episodes. Well, not the Mighty Morphin, but more of like, what was it? Ninja Storm and uh, Dino Thunder? I think that's what it was. Yeah. Also, like, Among Us TV show and the Outer Sloth Studio having to help fund indie games. So, hey, that's pretty good. Blumhouse is also doing like their own games, which honestly they look really stellar. Like pretty good variety right off the bat for a bunch of horror games. So yeah, honestly, I'm on board with it. Slitterhead is something that I am personally wanting to play, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I just think in general there's a lot of good like indie games out there that deserve praise, and I'm actually pretty glad to see a lot of indie titles on there. But Geoff Keighley does not give two shits about it. So let me kind of address like two elephants in the room. One's a massive one. One's kind of in a sense. Like first and foremost, Jeff's speech at the beginning about like how the industry is growing and doing better. It's like yeah, he talked about the layoffs, but I feel like he just only did that because he just did not want to get bullied anymore. It kind of feels like he was just picked on too much, so he was like, "Look, the layoffs were pretty terrible. Let's just have fun with this showcase." That's kind of what that vibe pretty much was. Like he was just trying to ignore the layoffs as much as possible because PlayStation would like kill him if he talks about it any further. And same with Xbox and Microsoft and all that. Like it's bad. It's seriously bad how he's just more corporate than he is indie. And it really does show with the Summer Game Fest, especially when like he was just getting excited for Batman VR when everyone else wasn't. It's just yeah, he really is corporate. God damn. So, yeah, while I'm glad that he talked about it, I also could tell that, like, he really did not give two shits about it and did not care at all. So, yeah, it's very clear from the get go he just doesn't care. Now the big elephant in the room. 1 minute trailer will cost you 250K. 2 minute trailer, 500,000. Jesus Christ, I felt embarrassed just hearing that. Just why? Why in the love of God are you charging that much money for this terrible showcase? Like are the advertisements not coming in, Jeff? Like what the fuck? What happened? I don't get it. Why are you charging that huge amount of money to people? Um let me reiterate though. Some people had gotten free slots, so that means they didn't have to pay a single dime. Okay. But also big companies and special folk, they did not have to pay as well. So that means that indie developers most likely had paid a lot of money. And I think I know one person that is, because there's no way Geoff Keighley would give two shits about it, and it's Killer Bean. Killer Bean is one of the most exciting games that I have looked at from time to time. I love the Killer Bean like animation that the guy was doing. It's just, oh my god, it is phenomenal how Killer Bean is just so good. And it's even funnier that the game looks so better than a lot of AAA games. Like it looks like a dream come true for everybody. But yeah, it's like, oh my god, I know for a fact he probably paid 500K because that trailer was like 2 minutes. It's just, oh, I'm getting an aneurysm just talking about this. It's just, it feels infuriating, and it is infuriating because Geoff Keighley gives no shit about these indie developers. And yet he's like, oh, indie games are really growing, and this game industry is really growing big. It's like, no, it's not. It's like the AAA side of thing that you care about, Jeff, that's completely like eroded. Its flesh is rotting off of its bone. It is nothing but corroded, and it is just leprosy. It is going to be fumbling. Only one game that could work for this year is Black Ops, and then next year is Grand Theft Auto 6. But everything else, Jesus Christ, it's on life support with Black Ops 6 and GTA 6. Like, that is fucking terrible. The year of 6. Those are the only 2 years of 6. It's just, oh my god. And then everything else, it's like indie games are like really pushing through with tons of different like types of games and what they have and what they offer. It's like, my god, it's so amazing how indie games are doing a lot better than AAA games. I'm glad for that. And Geoff Keighley just clearly does not give two shits about it. Honestly, I hate that he's charging like indie developers this because indie developers need money. They need money to keep going with their game, to keep adding more to their game, to fix the problems and bugs and glitches. You know, that's the reason for why they're making a game. It's because they need, the funding, to market, the funding to pay people, the funding to help make this game grow. So when you take like 250K to 500K, you're just like you're cutting their budget, Jeff. You are harming indie developers because they have to make their money back. Like, I get it. Marketing is a huge expensive thing. But my god, Jeff, you are the worst person to market ever. You made people pay 250 to $500,000. But then you're telling everyone days before the announcement, don't get too excited. It's not really that good. Just lower your expectations. It's like, motherfucker, you took my money. Why the hell would you say that? It makes me not even want to trust you ever again. And that's what every developer should do. Big and small, they should stop supporting you. Summer Game Fest, Opening Night Live, Game Awards, don't go there. Because you want to know why? Social media is like the most oddly biggest like way of marketing. Like I've seen not only Twitter ads, but so many people bringing up and talking about indie games as a whole. Like holy shit, I see more indie games coming from PC gaming and also Alpha Beta Gamer. It's just, oh my god, it's so amazing how many indie games are being like shown everywhere on social media, like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Like my god, that is like all for free, and people are talking about it and praising it, and it's like getting you more and more attention. Summer Game Fest, it's full of people that really just, not too many people are fond with indie games. It's more of like a AAA bro type of culture. It's kind of like they only want the AAA experience. They don't really want like VR games. They just want a AAA game that fits them best. But uh, it kind of feels like it because Geoff Keighley kind of hypes it like it is. Like it's a AAA experience, like how it was back then, where every AAA game was released every 2 weeks to every 2 months. And now it just feels like that it's every year. It's just these AAA games come out every 5 or so years. Indie games deserve a lot more of a better treatment. They do not need to have their huge chunk of budget taken away for a 1 minute trailer. They should not. They should not at all. Jeff, I am upset because you are taking their money. You are just harming these indie developers, and you act like you care when in reality you don't. You're still for the industry than you are for gaming. You are not a gaming ally. You are an industry whore. That is what you forever will be. So I'm done. I'm done supporting Summer Game Fest, Opening Night Live, and you, Geoff Keighley. I blocked all of them. You should do the same to every developer. Do not support this guy. He is going to basically be a total dickhead to you. He will unintentionally reveal a certain spoiler on your live studio audience like he did with Alan Wake 2. I think it was during Summer Game Fest or Opening Night Live. It feels like he gives no shit about anything unless you pay him enough money and you seem important enough for him to say, hey, let's be buddies. But at the end of the day, he's a snake. A snake that is basically dressed up as the prettiest hooker in the gaming industry streets. And you know what's funny? The same industry that he's sipping for, that he's lusting over with such like hunger in his eyes, they will beat the shit out of him, kick him down, basically downright put him on the ground and basically leave him bruised, broken, and miserable. And they will not help him up. They will leave him there. Because if they find him worthless, why should they keep him around? He's just there for looks. And he's not supposed to be there for just looks. He's there to provide money. If he's providing negative feedback and less money, get rid of him. That's what you are, Geoff. That is what's going to happen to you if you keep being more of an industry hooker than you are supposed to be a huge ally for gaming. There is a difference between industry and gaming. Geoff, you are a prostitute for the industry, for the men in the suits and ties. I'm done. I gotta go relax. I gotta go lay down. I got to basically be active. Just people support indie developers and smaller studios. They deserve it. I'm gonna have an aneurysm right now, but please support them. Give them your money because they deserve it 10 times more than the next Call of Duty game and the next Ubisoft game and the next open world game. Put money to the people that are small and basically providing content that is worth your time and that they care about having you and not your wallet. Your wallet is secondary. You are the primary. Put your money to indie devs that care about their games, that care about you, and their gaming studios that are small. Thank you. Oh, fuck me. All right. A little good note to end on here before I do. Alan Wake 2's Night Springs? Perfection. Okay. That's about it. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye.
I think that's enough. Thank you.